Might as well fix the shop.
So we're back home with the car. Got back. When we get back? Friday, Saturday morning.
Friday? No, Saturday,
yeah.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning, Saturday, 1 o'clock. So we were getting ready to leave. I ordered tires for the motorhome, and good old FedEx delivered 5 and lost 1. So I just called Pete up. They're having some bad weather down there and letting them know, you know, whatever. And he's still in shock. So now I really don't want to do this, but he's like, fix whatever's wrong with it and then bring it back. So we're gonna shuffle all the cars around again. Today's Monday night. Getting the boys to help me out. Gonna back it back out, put it back in the shop. Yeah, and then start ordering all the parts we need and figure out what we gotta fix, all the junk that's gotta be straightened out and fixed. And he wants it done so that when we bring it back to him, it's done.
We're gonna go racing.
So we got a list going. I'm gonna go through that with everybody after we get this out of here and put it back inside, and then tomorrow I'll start taking the dash back out of again.
Put it in neutral.
Yeah, you gotta stick it, put it in neutral. We will take the dash out, take the nose back off. I know right off the bat we're gonna change the oil pump, the fuel pump.
Okay.
We'll do a bunch of other stuff, fix the brakes, all that kind of, and whatever else is still wrong, all the issues that are still got to be fixed, we're gonna fix. So, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know the last video was really long, but there was, every time we turned around there was something else wrong, so it turned into a big cluster mess. So there we go. Yeah. Beautiful. Don't even need any boards. So let it roll back so you can get your hand under there and then get the hook out. Come on in. Just like that. Come on. Come on. That's good. All right, that's cool. Get the hood off. Help me take the nose off, and then that's good. Just what I wanted to do. Oh, the joy. All right, so we got this nose off of here. We're just giving it an eyeball. So the regulator is correct. We got to get a pump. We're gonna disconnect that pump. I gotta take all this stuff out of the way so we can make brackets for an alternator. Yeah, we're gonna take the valve covers off, put regular valve covers back on it, get the coils off. We got all this room. We're gonna mount the coils here. We'll get some Maven brackets, mount the coils up here on both sides so they're out of the way. So if you ever gotta, well, what you do, you need to check the valves on these cars all the time. So the valve cover's got to be able to come off. These are a pain in the neck, literally a pain in the neck to take off. So we're going to get rid of these. We're going to make some different fittings for this, like quick connects or something, so that on the new covers, so that we could just take them off or put them like I got them on my car, or just be able to get them off and then run a different tank. That puke tank might have to come out of there. I don't know if it's going to be able to stay there. We got to see how much room we got with that. All right, well, I got to sleep on this, man. I really didn't want to do this, but whatever. So we will continue this nightmare tomorrow. Oh, master cylinder got to come out. That's gonna be fun. Pedal ratio gotta be fixed. So what we'll end up doing is we'll end up making a new harness for the coils, and then he can make another harness for the regular engine harness if he wants. All right. And we got to take the dash out so that we could get behind everything again, get the pedal, master cylinder, all that good stuff. All right, we shall see. See you tomorrow. All right, good morning one more time. Here we go with this new project, or whatever you want, a continuation of Pete's car. So I'm in my trailer. We're gonna turn this around and show you what we're doing here. I got to take the valve cover off, so give me a second. All right, so we're gonna take one valve cover off. We're gonna put new valve covers on this car. We're gonna take the coils off and put them on the side. So I sent him a list of stuff he ordered, all the big major things that we need to order, big parts, and then all the little fittings and whatnot I'll order. I'm gonna have to make a bunch of stuff anyway, so I'm gonna take this valve cover off to make sure that they clear his rocker set. I'm pretty sure they will, but just to make sure. And then we'll order another set of these. They're cheapo fabricated ones, but we gotta weld on them anyway, so we might as well just get the cheap ones. So we're gonna weld a couple of bungs on it, filler neck, filler hole, and all that stuff on it. So I'm gonna get this off, and we'll go try that out. All right, so I got the valve cover off of my car. I'm gonna take the ones off of this one. So take all this stuff off, get these off here. So this one, we changed all the bolts and whatnot before and stopped leaking. That one's leaking, still leaking, so that's the whole mess with this. So we're gonna take this off, test the other one, make sure it fits on here, which I'm pretty sure it does, but just wanna make sure. So put that on here and get that thing ordered. So we order the valve covers and gaskets and the fittings that we're gonna need. Go with that. So here's one of the other reasons. So when you're doing these, right, you got to check the valve lash on the car pretty much all the time, even though they really don't move with the rockers, with the Jezel rockers, but they need to be checked. So look where the bolt is, right? So now to get an Allen key in there, right? Same thing with that one. It don't line up so hot, so it's easier to just put these, we're gonna get these and mount them here on the side, and then run wires to that. They'll be gone. And then we'll be able to get to the bolts easier, and these funky valve covers. All right, we finished taking them off. All right, so we got them off, got all that apart, got them off. This should go right on here, no problem. Just like that. Make sure it don't hit nothing in the back. Yeah, good to go. All right, so move it around a little bit. You know it's not hitting nothing. Holes line up. Yes. Okay, so that's the deal with that. I'll get them off. Order up a set of these. We'll do what we got to do with that. So that's one thing. We'll get the other side off. Let me get on the phone and order these quick so these start coming. Order a stud kit, new gaskets. You could see where it was. I just wiped this off, but you could see where it was dripping down, because what happens is all the oil, that oil gets all trapped in this corner, and if it's not sealed right, that's what happens. It starts going down the corner. All right, and that was the dry side. The other side's the one that's leaking now. Okay, here we go. All right, all this stuff is off. I'm gonna start taking the air pump stuff off, take the air pump out, I'm probably gonna take this out of the way for now and probably take this out of the way for now so I could get in here. I know the blower's probably gonna have to come off because the brackets for the alternator got to be made. So they, like on my car, we had to have different spacers and whatnot made there. I'll get this out of the way and then take the pump off and mess with that. The master cylinder needs to come out and the dash needs to come out. So I just noticed when I took these wires off here, so this harness for the coils does not go through those pin, doesn't go through either one of these here, it looks like. So it looks like it goes into the firewall itself. So that's actually a good thing, because then we could just make a separate harness for the coils and make one harness come out this way and one go out that way behind the wheel well, so we don't see them and they'll be here nice, clean, out of the way. No more crap hanging over everything when you're trying to work on the car. You got to try to make everything like, all right, I'm gonna go do this stuff and I want to get it done pretty quick. So to take my valve covers off, it probably took me less than a minute. Okay, unhook the one fitting on the top and the bolts around the side. Don't have to take the spark plug wires off, don't have to touch nothing else, there's no plugs, no nothing. This, to take one side off, was probably a good 10 minutes. Unplugging everything, unplugging the wires, taking the wires off, then taking the coils off, then taking the valve cover off. I mean, it's not feasible. And then they're in your way. So it'll be nice and clean. It'll be over here, out of the way. And it won't leak. So you got a plus. All right. We also ordered an engine diaper. That's going to be coming. So we'll get all this stuff figured out. All right, I'm gonna keep moving along here, taking the rest of the stuff apart, and then I'll show you where we're at with that. All right, so we're draining the fuel out, got the radiator, all that stuff out, water pump, all this junk that we don't need. Okay, so all that's coming off, and we're not putting it back on. I gotta finish taking that mount off there for the alternator. Then I'm gonna tackle this. I gotta undo I'm waiting for the fuel to empty out, and then I'm gonna take the fuel filter out or off and take the rest of that pump out, move this hose over a little bit here and probably reroute it or something, maybe go around this way. And get to the next thing, take the tube off the blower. Getting there. All right, so this is all apart. I gotta take this off. I'm gonna get this stuff out of here. Josh helped me with this. We're gonna take the same thing, take the door sills off, get all this out. Good thing we didn't hook that cable up to the fire bottle.
Why? What's the difference?
Because then you gotta unplug it. It's a pain in the neck. So we gotta take all that back out, take the dash back out, and see where these wires go for the coils. And see how we're gonna lengthen those and be able to get to the master cylinder and all the other stuff in there. All right.
7mm.
10mm on the top.
Yep. 7 for
And
these two.
the screws on the bottom.
And then Phillips.
Should have put a zipper on it.
Huh? Yeah. I could.
All right, so gotta take that top piece out. He's got some screws in here. Taking the bezel out. And then I just ordered another bezel. Is that one cracked?
Well, it's been cracked.
Well, one piece was cracked and then I cracked the other side up, putting it in. No, we're just gonna get another one.
I need a screwdriver, flat screwdriver.
All right, hold on. All right, so I was thinking of making this pulley bigger, but we can't, because once you pull the blower off, then it's got to be.
It's got to sit behind the gear.
So this little indentation is basically coming out. So the alternator is an adjustable voltage, so we'll probably end up turning it up a little bit. And hopefully that'll work. So I won't know that till tomorrow when they get it. But this is an older metal one, but it's basically gonna look like this. I gotta make a new one. These,
That one- that
these
one.
holes don't quite line up, but basically it's gonna be like this. I need the alternator to see the distance. Like on ours, we have, I got
Alright,
two
we
of
can
these.
make a spacer off of one if we
Yeah, I
need.
got spaces over here, but I gotta make the bracket. I gotta literally make the bracket, so we'll figure that out.
I got
Get
aluminum
the dash
and
out. The dash is out,
I put the dash over there.
and then we gotta figure out the
Make the wires
coils.
longer for the
Let's get
coil.
that harness off. We're gonna move the harness.
Yeah, I gotta unplug everything and pull it out. Alright.
All right, so we got the harness out, the left and the right on the coils. So we got all the power and the ground, so we gotta lengthen everything. Basically, we're just gonna redo this harness. Run one to one side, one to the other side, repin all this shit, and we're done. All right, there we go. All right. All right. That's all apart. That should be showing up probably today. He's cleaning all that up. Just finished making up these two harnesses. So now we got, this is gonna be this side. This one's gonna be the other side. So we got them long. We're gonna run them underneath, behind the tower. So to the coil and then behind the tower and then into the car on each side. And then we'll hook them back up on the inside and plug everything back in. And then that'll be done. We're just waiting for the coil mounts to come. So we know exactly where they're gonna go, and then we'll just route all the wires. Again, waiting on this part here for the alternator so I can see how far back we gotta make the spacers. Should be good. Definitely not putting all that stuff back in. Got the tank unhooked. So the tank, once we mount the alternator, I'll see where the tank's gonna go. We're not gonna put the tank in the back. We're gonna mount the tank to that, but then we gotta add a couple extra fittings. So we're gonna run the two cooling lines. We're gonna do like we did on my car. The two vent lines are gonna go to that, and those will just have a vent sucking with the vacuum to cool it down when it's time for that. So this has this extra wire in it for this here. That's mounted to the back of the head. That's the ground for the cylinder head. So I'll cut that once I run this in here and then run it along here. I'll know where to cut it, and then we'll put a new end on it, and that'll be that. So take a lot of clutter out of here too. And then we just got to recover this wire. This little harness, we're going to fix that up, and then we're done with that part. Okay. All right, Summit just showed up with some of Pete's parts. Let's see what we got.
That's the fuel pump.
Okay, good.
That's
Engine
the
diaper.
Plugs. The wires. That's
The master cylinder. Ah, man, no alternator? Yeah, okay.
not yet.
All right, pumps here. We need the alternator. All right, let's check that out and see what that does. Let's see, where's the receipt? Let me see what it says about the alternator. Backwater, I hope it's not freaking backwater now. Okay. Okay, it's not even on here. Let me call him up.
I need to keep these things up pretty good.
Yeah. For $1,200, $1,300, you better be packaged good.
Sir.
There it is. All right, now we got, oh yeah, you know what? That might work. I hope. We're gonna, oh, this is, yeah, let's see. All right.
tracing out our template that we made. This is gonna be the bracket so we can mount the fuel pump onto here and we can adjust it and everything.
You just see some. It's gonna go like that. Where'd that marker go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably leave it like that.
So we'll
We're
cut
gonna
that.
this out. Excuse me. We're gonna rough cut the piece out, and then we'll put it on the mill. All right, we're flinging chips. Got my main man machinist over here playing with this thing, so we're gonna grind those, cut them pieces. We're gonna flip this around, cut the other side, trying to get it into shape, make it look like it's supposed to look, so it fits up against the crank drive. And then we'll mount the pump against it, make the holes for the pump. We'll drill and tap those. And drill these holes. This will be bolted to the crank drive, and the pump will be bolted to that so that it has room to adjust. Because the way they had it, you really couldn't even adjust the pump. They just made it tight, and that was it. All right, we'll show you what it looks like.
Drill the holes out for the bracket. We'll go line up those two first and make sure it's good.
All right, got.
All right, so we got the first part made. So this goes through the whole thing. It's one of the mounts. And then these two bolts are recessed.
On the back
You look in
side.
the back, right? This way the belt won't hit nothing.
Yep.
But we just gotta go get the right size bolts, longer bolts. And now we're gonna mount the pump here, and then lay that out and mark the piece, and then we'll make two holes and drill and tap them so we can adjust the pump, make it tighter, whatever. All right?
Okay.
All right, get the pump out. All right. So, made this plate, right?
Yeah.
They had this, was holding your fuel pump on. Okay, so that's holding your fuel pump on now. So we made that, drilled those holes, got them holes on. We got 3 bolts holding that on, that plate. And then that, right, you could still adjust the pump.
Yep.
Fitting, we got that clocked like that. This is gonna go.
We're waiting for that fitting
We're
to come
waiting
in.
for that one fitting. That goes right here like that.
Okay.
That goes there, that goes there. Got this
Hook up
mounted
the,
back here.
We gotta put the primer pump one back
Put
on.
this back on here. Tighten that, and then the fitting goes from there to there.
The primer.
Hose, the little hose wherever it went.
Right here.
That's gonna go back on the same way. So that's gonna go back on here, which that thing sticks out into no left field over here. Would have been nice if it was right here, but
Anyway,
I ain't making a new one of those, that's for sure. So this is gonna go here. And we gotta tighten everything up. So we're waiting on one fitting.
and then we're waiting for our alternator to come in, then we can work on that bracket.
Work on that one. So this will go like this. Yeah, like
Yeah. I could wire tie that up to there.
see, I don't like it there because now you got that in the way.
Whatever, we'll figure it out, but. Alright, fuel pump is in. Yeah, that'll work.
These hoses are nice, but they suck because they don't.
They don't really swivel.
Yeah, they swivel, but they're like. There we go.
I want to do the other one when we do it with all these. Because they are nice, though. Because they're really flexible.
And they're light.
And they're lighter than the braided.
Okay, that's gonna go like that. We can leave that like that. Put a wire tie there, tie that, tie that.
Okay.
That's it. One fitting. Fuel system's done. Upgraded to a 12-gallon per minute pump, not a 6. Oh, that's where that went. That was the vent goes here. That's gonna be one of these goes.
Anyway, we'll get all these other hoses hooked
Yep.
up.
All
Okay.
right.